Hello and welcome to Nitro Talk. Today we're going to take a quick peek, going to have a chit chat regarding the beautiful, the classic, the dare I say, legendary HPI 12R SS. Thank you very, very much for joining me. If you're into nitro engines, nitro vehicles, anything whatsoever to do with the nitro side of the RC hobby, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe. All right, so the HPI 12 RSS. Let's get one thing out of the way first. I've read in forums people swearing up and down that this is an OS engine. I've seen more than one person claim that this is a Nova Rossi engine. Let's go ahead and put that to rest right now. So I can kind of see the OS argument. It is somewhat reminiscent of an OS engine, and you got the made in Japan, which you will also find on an OS engine. But this is neither an OS or a Nova Rossi, certainly not a Nova Rossi engine. The HPI 12R SS, I'll give you a clue. What we got here is a Phantom FR18. And if we sit these two here side by side, right, the first thing you're going to see the two dots, dot there. There are different molded shapes. You got, extra things down there where this one's rounded. You got one big block there, two blocks on that one. But look at those. Look where the pinch bolt comes through, right? That, boom. The carb throat. Carb throats are identical. This, long story short, this is an epic engine, ladies and gentlemen. The Phantom, the Wasp, a ton of very, very strong, very well-respected small blocks were made by Epic. Very, very good engine. And the 12RSS here, dare I say, is among their most respected, well-loved engines. The 12RSS here was very popular. Let's go ahead and start taking a peek at this. I got the crankcase in my hand here. You can see we got a shine cut HPI on this side, but we have a plain black HPI on that side. Now HPI, maybe more than anyone else, I was just thinking about this, maybe more than anyone else has had a crap ton of people make engines for them. And HPI ready-to-run vehicles have had engines by Epic, have had engines by Force, by Kingstar. I don't know if it was ever in an RTR vehicle, but HPI had a couple different engines made by Nova Rossi. Not this one. HPI throughout the years has had a ton of different manufacturers making engines for them. Where was I at? All right. Plain steel, got metal shielded front bearing on here. This one says Singapore. This is a side exhaust engine here, and also is a rotary carb engine. Let's go ahead and take a look at that carb next to we get all of the we got a good look at that crankcase there. Good looking, not a whole lot too special with it. That is our rotary carb, and these Epic carbs are good. Function just fine. Yeah, rotary carb, pretty small throat on it there. Did have an O-ring on the throat. I need to put another one on it. Yeah, kind of, your classic looking small block carb. All right. That's that. Now, seeing as how this is a pull/roto start engine, it will have starting equipment. So, begins with the additional nub on the crank there, which then connects to the starting shaft. Okay. Starting shaft is this is an external one-way bearing, so the starting shaft is going to go through the back plate. Bloop. And then you're going to have your one-way bearing, which at first glance, I'm like, oh, it's got an OS one-way bearing in there. No, it's not an OS. Looks like an OS, doesn't it? Trust me, it does. Not identical, but it's the color thing. Most one-way bearings are dark. You know what I mean? They're dark one-way bearings. But OS, see, you got that same color. So yeah, but that's an OS one-way bearing. That one apparently is not, or at least it's not marked OS. Anyway, all right, where am I at? Knee bone connected to the hip bone. So the starting shaft is going to come through the back plate. We'll then attach the one-way bearing, and pull start will attach to that. This, which pull start is this? It's not a, I don't think this came on OS engines, but it does fit OS engines, and also the Epic here. Now, I tell you what, this is the 12RSS, right? Yes, certainly a classic. Classic, that discussion isn't even worthwhile. And I think I can make a darn good argument for legendary. But for some, now, let me lay this on you. Against something like, let's say, like a 12CV, right? You got the 12RSS here and like an NOS 12CV. For whatever reason, I don't know why this is, I can picture the 12CV in pretty much anything. Touring car, stadium truck, even I can picture a 12CV in a T-Max. I've seen 5 12CVs in T-Maxes. I can picture a 12CV in anything. For whatever reason, this to me is a touring car engine. And no reason why this couldn't do everything, every application that the 12CV can do, for sure. But I don't know why. Just when I think of the 12RSS, I think of a touring car engine. That's just what this is. You put this in a Nitro TC3 and go to town. I don't even know where I was. All right, yeah, that's where I was. This is the legendary 12RSS, right? I would not have guessed this. And, I've been in this thing, but, it's been years, just like every other engine. If before I opened this up, you'd have said, is it a brass or a chrome, a nickel plated sleeve or a chrome plated sleeve? Like, of course, it's a chrome plated sleeve. We're talking the 12RSS here, right? The man, the myth, the legend. No, it is a nickel plated sleeve in this thing. That surprised me. Surprised me enough to verify. I know at least one of y'all, if not, it should be a few of y'all. Again, very popular classic engine. Does your 12RSS also have a nickel plated sleeve? That seems kind of odd to me. It's a very well featured engine. All right, so we'll get to the sleeve momentarily. Let's go and look at that crank, and the crank makes a good point. A lot of these engines, including the 12CV, they didn't do, pretty much any work to the cranks on most of these, 12 engines have very standard blocky cranks. And while we don't have our shark finish that we love to see, we do have a nice open on the end of there. Nice, it's not really a fang, and it's not, it's kind of reminiscent of the V-Spec, just a bit, but not really that either. Well, sorry, not getting focus. See how it's stepped down in there? That hole didn't go all the way back. It's kind of like a little lip inside there. Anyways, nice smooth transition there. Nice thin wall on the leading edge. I mean, just for a 12 crank, it's a good looking crank. It is a good looking crank. Why in the heck am I not getting my good focus? There it is. Sorry, but it's black as heck in there. Why? What's up with? I gotta get sorry, I gotta get my second light going. But anyway, so that's a crank. Good looking, certainly a good looking crank for a 12. Our piston, that is not a knife-edged rod. It is narrowed. It's got little bevels there, but that is just too flat and wide I just cannot, sorry, I cannot call that knife edge, even with the little edgers on the corners. Anyways, down here at the bottom end, not super meaty, but looks fine. We do have a bypass hole in this piston here, very small skirt cut out right there. One nice deep oil groove, and that is our piston. All right, we are, that is it. Now, again, like I said, nickel plated sleeve, which, it's a bit of a heartbreaker, don't get me wrong, but we can take some solace in, what the heck was I looking at? I thought I remember some fangage on this thing. No. Got a huge square intake / boost port there. Standard, non-fanged, non-ramped Schnurley ports. Got a good angle cut. They're going that direction. There's the one on the other side. Always goes to show you, I've looked inside a few engines that are known to be screamers. The 12RSS is known to have plenty of power. And you look at what an objective observer might say is that's a plain looking sleeve, and it is. It's a pretty plain looking sleeve. It's timing. That's the point of this. Timing is what makes these engines perform great. Very well timed engine without all the fancy port work will perform very, very well. Nickel plated, huh? Just, yeah, it's a nickel plated sleeve. Got a very nice bevel at the bottom there. Very nice bevel along the bottom there. Our exhaust port, it's kind of, I got some weird in the corners. Come on now, where's my light? Just in both of them, it's got one on both sides, just a little wiggle. You see it, right? I'll line up that line of light on it. So there's one right there, and then the other one is there. All right. At the top, just a little thingy. That's our exhaust port. Standard 3-port sleeve here with a huge square rounded edges. Got the rounded corners. Square intake port. All right, you saw it. That, my friends, is the HPI 12RSS engine, an absolute classic. We didn't get to look at the cooling head. We're going to momentarily. An absolutely classic engine that was made by Epic, same people who did the Phantom. I love the Phantom, by the way. It's one of my favorite small blocks. I love most of these Epic engines. All right. Let's go ahead and look at our cooling head, which is a one-piece head. Okay. The 12RSS head here is one piece. It is not turbo. Okay. It is a standard plug. Shine cuts, yes. It does have the 4-piece nugget of shine cuts. And the thing, I don't know why I always get a kick out of this when I see it. I get a kick out of a lot of stuff with nitro engines. But I always like to see, purple combustion chamber. They anodize the combustion chamber. So we got there a nice, little bit lighter than the surrounding purple. See, that's like a two-tone. But a nonetheless purple combustion chamber. And there's a look at our standard plug. Pretty well Todd turboed this thing is. That plug is sitting very nicely in there, right where it should be. All right, that is our one-piece cooling head for the HPI 12RSS. And it did have 2 shims, a 3 and a 2. So 0.5 millimeter shim stack. Thank you very, very much for watching. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the Nitro bull session. See you next time. More engines, more Nitro talk. Y'all have a great day.